Hello and welcome, beloveds, to another episode of Ask Dr. Mumbi. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life truly on your own terms, in your own narrative, because that's what the seasons and times absolutely demand of us, beloveds. Thanks to every single person that has subscribed to the channel. We're approaching that 100K mark. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. And of course, a big shout out to our Patreon family. Thank you so much for supporting us on that platform. And everyone that supports us on PayPal with love donations, we appreciate you, because that means that we can always bring you the straight honest, messages, and everything goes back into sustaining the channel. I feel like I've talked about this so many times, but there's always so many layers to it that the topic never gets old. And I felt it's so important, because I'm still getting a lot of questions around, people always ask me about, relationships, sexual relationships. What does it mean? Should they be having sex with their spouse or whatever at this time? I get a lot of very intimate questions. And when I see a certain trend, I'll definitely, make it into a show. And beloveds, this is a season where energetically we are changing. And those who are chosen, those who have been working on themselves, energetically you're rising. And everything is being done to ensure that you don't rise. But it's almost like, the way a butterfly comes out of its cocoon. It has to fight and struggle to come out with these perfectly delicate wings. That's kind of the process we're in. So we should not think anything, we shouldn't see anything as trying to block us, but mainly to refine us. But there are those obstacles, beloveds, that will abort our ascension. And one of them is, this exchanging of energies, beloveds, because everything is energy. And, I've talked about how your vibration, there are several things that affect your vibration: what you eat, what you think, what you talk about, what you see, what you focus on. All these things influence your ascension more than Babylon's rules, Babylon's policies, Babylon's, pandemic. More than that, you have a bigger influence over your life than anyone else. Any negative thing that's going on has over your life right now. But it's all about how you order your narrative, which is why I always say living life on your own terms, because the majority of people are not living life on their own terms. So when it comes to sex, beloveds, this is the time to really keep yourself. Especially, beloveds, if you know that you are elevating yourself, you need to protect your energy. Because one thing I've realized is so much is done. Like, a lot of people aren't out there just having random sex. A lot of people, either their own spirit, or spirits that are using them, especially the weak spirits where, other spirits can come and possess them. Spirit possession is real, are using them to gain certain things, to collect certain things from people. And so really, and people have so many, masks on, to the point where now people are wearing physical masks. So what you see, especially if you're just looking with these two eyes and not the first eye, will totally deceive you to who the person is. And you see, especially when it comes to the occult, and I'm speaking to the chosen ones, because anyone that comes into your life, beloveds, is not by accident, is not by coincidence. If you are here on a mission, if you are here for a reason, then your life is playing out on the spiritual realm. It's playing out on the spiritual realm. It has nothing to do with what's happening physically. If you are trying to live your life with what's happening based on what's happening physically alone, then you're already fighting a losing battle, beloveds. And so you're not just having sex with a random person, or you know what I mean? You're not just meeting random people and making them friends. There are spirits that are after your soul. We are in a war, beloveds. And so it is so important, especially as chosen ones, because you're the ones who different occultists can come and they can deposit their diseases on you. They can, deposit their bad luck on you and take your good luck. And that's how you have to look at yourself. You have to look at yourself as the most precious temple, beloveds. And especially if you're single right now, like celibacy would really be the way to go. Really, beloveds. Because it just costs too much now. It costs way too much, especially because there's been a quickening and life is happening on such such a fast speed compared to before. Sleeping with the wrong person can literally set you back years, beloveds. You don't have that time. And it's like we're in a period of transition, which means that you're kind of, you're not wavering, but you're transitioning between who you were and who you're going to be. And so in that middle part, you see, you could be meeting someone as who you were, the lower vibrational part of you, and that totally mashes up your path to who you are going to be. Because you attract who you are. And that's why the most important thing is to maintain a high vibration so that you continuously attract high vibrational people. But if you have a relapse and you go low and then you engage in sexual contact when you're low, then you're engaging with someone on that level based on who you are, beloveds. And they can come and cause that opens the gateway to all kinds of enemies of your souls and demons who can't afford to allow you to be successful in your mission. So if you're single, celibacy is so important, beloveds. And this is a controversial one, if you're married, there's a reason why. Hey, let's take a short break. I know this is a controversial one, but let's take a short break. When we get back, I'll be like, what should you do if you're married and you guys are totally on different sides? I've got a controversial answer for you. We'll be right back.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, Africa.
Welcome back, beloveds, to Ask Dr. Mumbi. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? Thanks for liking and sharing the videos, beloveds. We appreciate, love you so much, and all the comments. The commentary is absolutely awesome, and we learn so much from you as well, as much as we're sharing based on our own, spiritual experiences, knowledge, background, however you want to put it. And I get a lot of questions around relationships and sex. What should people, should I be single right now? If I'm single, what should I be doing? And beloveds, really, because you're in transition and the whole world is in transition, this is like, unless it's sent by, your ancestors themselves, and there's multiple confirmations, this is really not the time to get into any relationship. And if you do meet someone who you feel you're compatible, really check on the spiritual levels. I mean, go to the levels of getting their birthday and everything, and just checking things like astrology, numerology, which came from our ancient sciences, to kind of see the kind of personality you're dealing with and person you're dealing with. And if you want to know who you are, that's a great place to start as well, with your own astrology chart, to see what kind of emotional side you came in ego you came in with, just the different dimensions of your personality when it comes to love, when it comes to fighting, when it comes to all these different levels. Like, that's the best place to start in learning about yourself, numerology and astrology, beloveds. And so I would go to the level, beloveds, of, confirming and reconfirming that thing. And when it comes to spouses, and I'm not getting into anyone's business, but I've gotten so many emails of people saying they're no longer aligned perfectly with their partner. And you see, that creates that weakens you a lot, especially if you're on a spiritual journey and you're elevating yourself and your partner has decided to stay stagnant. Then those soul ties, which come from sex and everything, and just from sleeping in the same room every day, those energetic soul ties will mean that you can only reach so far before you boomerang back, or you'll be trying to pull him. So you're both trying to pull each other, and then you reach a certain point. So if someone is stagnant and you're moving, beloveds, and you really feel called, like you have a specific mission, then you need to really, get your own room. You need to be sleeping in your own room. Why do you think? Our ancestors weren't stupid, beloveds. And as far as our nation was, every man and woman had their own little home, the hut. They had their own system set up. The woman would be with the young children. The man would be alone, and then his boys would eventually, when boys reached a certain age, they would also get their own hut. That's how things operated. And the way people are having sex right now didn't happen like that before. And you see, right now, beloveds, because there's such a separation of world, many are trying to jump ship. Many of the occultists are trying to jump ship from this lower world and kind of, hop onto the world that is elevating, and by switching over people's karma. And the only way people can do that really is through sexual relations. So if you're on different dimensions, beloveds, it will be so important for you to be sleeping in your own energy and your partner sleeping in their own energy. And it doesn't really mean anything. You just have separate rooms so that you can conserve your energy. Because you see, if you're dealing with a weaker partner, beloveds, then every time you go to sleep, you feed them with your energy. That's why sometimes you'll wake up totally exhausted, having different weird pains in your body that really don't belong to you. But because you've intermingled your energy like that, and this isn't even about sex, it's about even sleeping in the same bed, beloveds. Your energy, because every time we always have to hit equilibrium. If you think about it, like, when you enter a bath, at first it will be so hot, like, especially if you like hot baths, and then eventually your body will adjust and it will become like it's normal. But if you were to hop out and hop back in, you'd realize that it's still very hot. And that's the thing, is like our bodies are always seeking equilibrium. And so we're always seeking equilibrium spiritually as well, balance. And so, because of the way the world is, sometimes we have to lower ourselves in order to achieve balance. And so, energetically, if you're dealing with people that are low with you on such an intimate level, then it's like you're choosing to remain behind, literally, or you're choosing to be stagnant or to stay low. Because you can't have both. You can't have your cake and eat it too, as they love to say. I don't even know what that really means, but you can't have it both ways, beloveds. And the thing is to honestly come into who you really are and to go into the ascension process properly. You have to stop being so emotional and holding on to certain things so emotionally, beloveds. Because there's some relationships that will cap your ascension. And even this thing of how are you using your sexual energy within your relationship? Society will try and make it seem like, you should be having sex every night and several times a night and this and that. And, different couples, it's like a competition, but that's very draining for the both of you. And realize the way the sexual energy right now and the way the sexual dynamics are is the lowest of the low. It is the lowest of the lowest of the low, beloved. Sexual energy has the power to create a baby, to create another creator. So imagine what else it has. It can heal, it can transform. But right now it's being used on the negative end. So really, if you're serious about your ascension, you're going to have to, zip it up, as they say. If you're single. And if you're married, really have those honest conversations about preserving your energy, because you need it for your family to even relocate and stuff. Anyway, if you'd like me to get deeper into this, let me know. Until next time, tuko pamoja.